Most people are walking corpses before they're physically dead. They're killed by conformity, crushed by comfort, and buried by fear long before their last breath. Every single day, millions of humans surrender their dreams to mediocrity, trading their potential for a paycheck, their passion for predictability. They move through life like zombies, breathing but not living. Their souls die 1,000 times before their bodies give out, suffocated by societal expectations and their own manufactured limitations. What if I told you that the life you're living right now is nothing more than a carefully constructed prison you've built for yourself? A prison with walls, made of excuses, fear, and the toxic opinions of people who have already given up on their own dreams. Life has a way of testing you, not just testing you, but pushing you to the absolute edge of what you think you can handle. And right here, right now, I want to tell you something important, something that could change everything for you. You are stronger than you know, more capable than you believe, and the moment you decide to never quit is the moment your entire life will transform. Let me take you back to a time when I was broke, and I mean truly broke. Not the kind of broke where you can't buy a fancy coffee. I'm talking about the kind of broke where you're wondering how you're going to eat tomorrow, where every single dollar feels like it weighs 1,000 pounds. I remember sitting in a tiny apartment. The paint was peeling. The furniture was something I'd picked up from a secondhand store. My refrigerator, more like a small box that occasionally made a humming sound. I had exactly $22 to my name. $22 standing between me and complete financial collapse. Some people would have given up. Some people would have said, this is it. This is where my story ends. But something inside me refused to quit. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. Quitting is easy. Quitting is the default setting for most people. When things get tough, when the road seems impossible, when every single door appears to be closed, quitting whispers in your ear. It says, give up. It's too hard. You're not good enough. But here's the truth. That voice, it's a liar. Success is not about having an easy path. Success is about walking through the fire and coming out stronger on the other side. It's about looking at impossible odds and saying, I'm going to find a way. I learned early on that life doesn't give you what you want. Life gives you what you demand. And demanding success means refusing to quit no matter what. Think about the greatest achievements in human history. Every single one of them came from someone who could have quit, but didn't. The Wright brothers could have given up after hundreds of failed attempts to fly. Thomas Edison could have stopped after thousands of unsuccessful attempts to create the light bulb, but they didn't. Quitting is not a strategy. It's a surrender. When I was at my lowest point, I made a decision that would change everything. I decided that my circumstances would not define me. My bank account would not determine my worth. My current situation was not my final destination. I started studying, not just casually. I mean serious, dedicated, obsessive studying. I read every book I could find about success, about business, about personal development. I listened to speakers. I attended seminars. I took notes. I practiced. I failed. And then I got back up. Here's something most people don't understand. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is a part of success. Every single setback is a setup for a comeback. Your ability to persist, to keep moving forward when everything tells you to stop, that is the true measure of your potential, not your education, not your background, not your current situation, your persistence. I want you to understand something profound. The moment you say, I will never quit, is the moment magic starts to happen. It's the moment the universe begins to conspire in your favor. This isn't about blind stubbornness. This is about intelligent, strategic persistence. This is about understanding that every challenge is an opportunity. Every obstacle is a chance to grow stronger, to become more resilient, to prove to yourself what you're truly capable of. Your potential is not determined by your past. It's determined by your commitment to keep moving forward. So right now, in this moment, I want you to make a decision, not just hear words, not just feel motivated for the next few minutes. I want you to make a commitment to yourself that no matter what comes your way, you will never, ever quit. Now let's talk about challenges. Not just challenges in general, but the challenges that make you want to quit. The ones that hit you so hard you feel like you can't breathe. The challenges that test every single ounce of your resolve. Challenges are not your enemy. They're your greatest teachers. Think about that for a moment. Every single challenge you face is designed to make you stronger, smarter, and more resilient. I remember a time early in my business career when everything seemed to be falling apart. Projects were failing. Deals were collapsing. My bank account was shrinking faster than ice cream on a hot summer day. And in those moments, quitting seemed like the most logical option. But here's what most people don't understand about challenges. They are not roadblocks. They are growth opportunities disguised as problems. Let me break this down for you. When you face a challenge, you have two choices. You can see it as a wall that stops you, or you can see it as a climbing wall that helps you reach new heights. Most people choose the first option. Successful people, they choose the second. Think about physical training. When you lift weights, you're actually creating tiny tears in your muscle fibers. Sounds painful, right? But those tears are how your muscles grow stronger. Your body repairs those tears, and you become more powerful. Challenges work exactly the same way for your mind and spirit. Every successful person you admire has a story of overcoming challenges. Every single one. Steve Jobs was fired from the company he founded. Walt Disney was told he lacked creativity. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. These weren't endpoints. They were turning points. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not the absence of challenges. It's the response to those challenges. Most people see a challenge and immediately start looking for the exit. They want the easy path, they want comfort, but let me tell you something, comfort is the enemy of growth. Comfort is where dreams go to die. When you're facing a challenge, your mind will try to trick you. It will whisper all kinds of negative thoughts. You're not good enough. This is too hard. Maybe you should just give up. Those thoughts are not reality. They are fear speaking. True strength is not about never feeling fear. True strength is about feeling the fear and moving forward anyway. Let me share a strategy that has helped me through countless challenges. When a problem seems overwhelming, break it down. And I mean break it down into the smallest possible pieces. Can't solve the entire problem? Solve one tiny part of it. Then another, then another. Challenges are like a huge boulder blocking your path. Most people look at that boulder and think, it's impossible. I can't move this. Successful people look at that boulder and start chipping away at it one small piece at a time. Your mindset is everything. Everything. I've worked with thousands of people over the years, and I can tell you with absolute certainty that the only true limitation is the one you place on yourself. Your mind is either a prison or a launching pad. You choose. Think about water. When water encounters an obstacle, does it stop? No. It finds a way around. It goes over. It goes under. It goes through. Sometimes it slowly erodes the obstacle. Sometimes it crashes right through. But it never stops. Be like water. Challenges will test your character. They will reveal who you truly are. When everything is going well, anyone can look successful. But when things get tough, that's when your true colors show. I want you to start seeing challenges differently. Stop asking, why is this happening to me? Start asking, what can I learn from this? How can this make me stronger? Every challenge carries a gift. Sometimes that gift is wisdom. Sometimes it's resilience. Sometimes it's a lesson about yourself you couldn't have learned any other way. Your response to challenges defines your character more than the challenges themselves. Are you going to curl up and quit? Or are you going to stand up, face the challenge head on, and grow? Remember, life is not about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. Now, challenges are not sent to test your limits. They are sent to expand them. When you feel like quitting, when the challenge seems too big, when the mountain looks too high, take a breath. Remember why you started. Remember that every single successful person has stood exactly where you're standing right now. The moment you decide that no challenge is too big, that no obstacle can stop you, is the moment you become unstoppable. You are not defined by your challenges. You are defined by how you respond to them. Never quit. Never ever quit. There's a silent killer of dreams that most people never talk about. It's not failure. It's not lack of talent. It's the moment you decide to walk away, the moment you choose surrender. Quitting is a poison that spreads slowly through your life, destroying potential before it even has a chance to bloom. I want you to understand something profound. Every single time you quit, you're not just giving up on a goal. You're making a statement about who you are. You're telling yourself and the world that your dreams are negotiable. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff. On one side, there's the comfortable path of giving up, easy, familiar, safe. On the other side, there's the challenging path of persistence, difficult, uncertain, terrifying. Most people choose the easy path. I remember a young woman I met years ago, brilliant mind, incredible potential. She had a dream of starting her own tech company. Investors kept saying no. Challenges kept mounting. And one day she did what most people do, she quit. 20 years later, I saw her again, working a job she despised. Her eyes had lost their spark. Her dreams had become distant memories, and she said something that broke my heart. I was so close to making it work. Those words are the epitaph of countless abandoned dreams. Quitting is not just about losing an opportunity, it's about losing yourself. It's about creating a pattern of defeat that becomes harder to break with each surrender. Let me break down the true devastation of quitting. Financial loss is just the surface. The real cost runs much deeper. Every time you walk away, you're training your mind to accept less. You're building a muscle of mediocrity. Emotional destruction is a real killer. Each quit chips away at your confidence. It creates a narrative of failure that becomes your internal soundtrack. I'm not good enough becomes your default setting. But the most brutal cost, the opportunities you'll never see, the potential paths that close forever when you step back instead of pushing forward. Consider the giants of innovation. Stephen King was rejected 30 times before publishing his first novel. Dyson created 5,126 failed prototypes before inventing his revolutionary vacuum cleaner. Colonel Sanders was rejected 1009 times before someone accepted his chicken recipe. What if they had listened to the voices of doubt? What if they had chosen the easy path? The world would be a smaller, less remarkable place. Success is not about perfection. It's about persistence. It's about standing up one more time than you fall down. When you feel the urge to quit, ask yourself 3 critical questions. First, what drove me to start this journey? Reconnect with your original passion. And now it's just like, what will my life look like if I give up right now? Not just today, but a year from now, 5 years from now. Third, what incredible possibilities exist just beyond this moment of challenge? Most people quit inches away from their breakthrough. They abandon their dreams when success is just around the corner. Think of your potential like a seed. Some seeds sprout quickly. Others take years of consistent care before breaking through the soil. But they all have one thing in common. They never stop growing. You are that seed. Your progress might be invisible. Your growth might seem painfully slow. But if you keep nurturing your dreams, if you refuse to surrender, transformation is inevitable. The moment you want to quit is the most critical moment of your entire journey. It's the moment that separates dreamers from achievers. Quitting is a tax on your potential. And it's a tax that compounds with each surrender. But persistence? Persistence is the most powerful currency in the world of success. When the world pushes you to give up, when challenges seem insurmountable, when your dreams feel impossible, remember this, the greatest victory often comes just moments after your most difficult challenge. Your breakthrough is not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And that one depends entirely on one thing, your decision to never ever quit. Let's talk about the most powerful weapon you have in your arsenal. It's not talent, it's not money, it's not connections. It's your mindset. Your mind is like a computer. And right now, most people are running an outdated, virus-infested operating system that's designed to keep them stuck, scared, and small. It's time for a complete mental upgrade. Developing an unbreakable mindset is not about being fearless. It's about being fearless in the face of fear. It's about understanding that your thoughts are not facts. They are simply suggestions, and you have the power to reject those suggestions. I want you to imagine your mind as a garden. Every single thought you have is a seed. Some seeds grow flowers, some grow weeds, and most people, they spend their entire lives letting random seeds grow wherever they want. But successful people, they're master gardeners of their mind. Let me share a strategy that changed everything for me. It's something I call the mental firewall technique. Every negative thought that enters your mind is like a potential virus. And just like a computer, you need a firewall. Here's how it works. When a negative thought comes in, I'm not good enough, this is too hard, I'll never succeed, you don't just accept it. You challenge it, you interrogate it, you become the security guard of your own mind. Ask yourself 3 questions. Is this thought absolutely true? How is this thought serving me right now? What's a more empowering way to look at this situation? Most negative thoughts will collapse under this interrogation. They're like bullies who run away when you stand up to them. Let me tell you about mental toughness. It's not about never feeling fear. It's about feeling the fear and doing it anyway. It's about understanding that discomfort is the price of growth. Think about physical training. When you lift weights, you're actually creating tiny tears in your muscle fibers. It sounds painful, right? But those tears are how your muscles grow stronger. Your mind works exactly the same way. Every challenge is a mental workout. Most people treat their minds like a cheap rental car. They run it hard, they don't maintain it, they don't invest in it, and then they wonder why it breaks down when they need it most. Your mind is not a rental. It's your primary vehicle to success. Treat it like a high-performance machine. Here are 5 core principles of an unbreakable mindset. First, take 100% responsibility. And I mean 100%, more excuses. No blaming, no victim mentality. Whatever's happening in your life right now is a result of your decisions, not your circumstances. Your decisions. Second, embrace continuous learning. The moment you think you know everything is the moment you stop growing. The world is changing faster than ever. Your education cannot stop when you leave school. It must be a lifelong commitment. Third, develop emotional intelligence. Understanding your emotions is more important than any skill. Can you recognize when fear is driving your decisions? Can you manage your emotional state? Can you respond instead of react? Fourth, practice radical self-discipline. Discipline is not punishment. It's liberation. It's creating a life where you do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. Fifth, cultivate a growth mindset. See challenges as opportunities. See failures as lessons. See setbacks as setups for comebacks. Let me break down what a growth mindset really means. Most people have a fixed mindset. They believe their abilities are static. I'm not good at math. I'm not creative. I'm just not a business person. A growth mindset says, I'm not good at math yet. I can develop creativity. I can learn to be a business person. The word yet is magical. It turns limitations into possibilities. Your potential is not predetermined. It's not written in stone. It's a process of continuous. Think about the most successful people you know. They're not successful because they were born special. They're successful because they decided to be special. They committed to growth. They committed to becoming. Mental toughness is a skill. And like any skill, it can be developed. It can be trained. It can be start small. Wake up 30 minutes earlier. Read 1 book a month. Exercise consistently. Meditate. Journal. These aren't just activities. They're mental training exercises. Your brain is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. But here's the critical part. Mental toughness is not about being hard. It's about being resilient. It's about flexibility. It's about bouncing back. Imagine a bamboo tree. When a strong wind comes, a rigid tree breaks, but bamboo bends, it adapts, and then it stands tall again. It'd be like bamboo. Your unbreakable mindset is not about never falling. It's about always getting back up, always learning. Remember, your mind is either a prison or a launching pad. You choose. Every single day, you're either building your dreams or building your limitations. There is no middle ground. Choose wisely. Choose growth. Choose to be unbreakable. Let's talk about the most powerful force in personal transformation. It's not grand gestures. It's not massive leaps. It's small steps. Most people want a magic bullet. They want overnight success. They want transformation to happen like a Hollywood movie montage. But real change, real success. It happens inch by inch, day by day. I call this the compound effect of consistency. Imagine you're standing at the bottom of a massive mountain. Most people look up and immediately feel overwhelmed. They see the entire journey and think it's impossible. But successful people, they look at the first step. Just the first step. Let me share a story that changed my entire perspective on small steps. Years ago, I met a woman who had lost over 100 pounds. I expected her to tell me about some revolutionary diet or intense workout program. You know what she told me? I started by walking for just 5 minutes a day. 5 minutes, that's it. Most people underestimate the power of small, consistent actions. They want massive transformation, but they're not willing to do the small, boring work that creates real change. Here's a truth that will change your life. Small actions, repeated consistently, create miraculous results. Let's break this down practically. Want to read more? Start with just 1 page a day, 1 page. That's it. In a year, you'll have read multiple books. Want to save money? Start by saving just $5 a day. Sounds insignificant? In a year, that's $1,825. In 5 years, that's over $9,000. Want to get in shape? Start with 10 push-ups. Can't do 10? Do 2. Can't do 2, do 1. But do something. The magic is in consistency, not perfection. Most people quit because they try to change everything at once. They go from 0 to 100. They try to transform their entire life overnight. And then they burn out. They get overwhelmed. They give up. But success is not about massive action. It's about sustainable action. Think about a river carving through rock. It doesn't happen with one massive explosion. It happens with consistent, persistent flow. Drop by drop, the river changes the landscape. You are that river. Let me give you a practical framework for creating change through small steps. First, identify your goal. Make it clear, make it specific. Get in shape is not a goal. Exercise for 15 minutes 3 times a week is a goal. Second, break that goal down into the smallest possible action, and I mean the smallest. If your goal is to write a book, start with writing 1 sentence a day, just 1 sentence. Third, make it so easy that you can't say no. Can't exercise for 15 minutes? Do 5. Can't meditate for 20 minutes? Do 2. Fourth, track your progress, but not in a way that creates pressure. Create a simple system of celebration. Check off each day you do your small action. Fifth, be patient. Real change takes time. Most people quit right before the breakthrough. Let me share a powerful concept. The aggregation of marginal gains. It means that small improvements, when added together, create massive transformation. 1% improvement every day for a year doesn't mean you'll be 365 better. Mathematically, you'll be 37 times better. Think about that. Most people are looking for a shortcut, a hack, a secret formula. But the real secret is boring. It's showing up, it's doing the work, it's taking small steps consistently. Success is not about doing extraordinary things, it's about doing ordinary things extraordinarily well. Let me tell you about the most successful people I've met. They're not superhuman, they're not magical, they're just consistent. They do the small things when nobody's watching. They wake up early, they read, they learn, they practice, day after day after day. Your daily habits are creating your future right now. Every single day, you're either building your dreams or building your limitations. Those small actions might seem insignificant in the moment, but they compound, they multiply, they create momentum. Think of your life like a flywheel. At first, it's hard to move. You push and nothing seems to happen. But keep pushing, keep taking those small steps, and suddenly the flywheel starts to move. It gains momentum, and then it becomes unstoppable. You are that flywheel. Your transformation is not about one massive leap. It's about consistent small steps. Don't focus on the mountain. Focus on the next step. Keep moving, keep growing, one small step at a time. Your transformation is not about one massive leap. It's about consistent small steps. But let me tell you something crucial. Progress isn't a straight line. It's a messy, complicated dance. Some days you'll feel like a champion. Other days you'll feel like you're crawling, and that's not just, okay, it's normal. Think of your personal growth like a garden. Some days you'll plant seeds, some days you'll water, some days you'll pull weeds, and some days you'll just sit and observe. Each moment is part of the process. Each action matters. The real magic happens in the moments nobody sees. The early mornings, the quiet commitments, the small decisions that seem insignificant, but are actually the building blocks of your future. Your worth is not measured by perfect performance. It's measured by your willingness to keep showing up, to keep learning, to keep growing. Don't focus on the mountain. Focus on the next step. Keep moving. Keep growing, one small step at a time. The most powerful transformation happens not in grand gestures, but in the quiet moments of consistent effort. In this moment, right now, you have a choice that will echo through every single day of your life. Will you be a passenger or the driver? Will you let circumstances define you, or will you define your circumstances? Success is not a destination, it's a daily decision. It's choosing growth over comfort, courage over fear, action over excuses. Your potential is not locked in the past. It's waiting to be unleashed right now. The only person who can truly stop you is the one looking back in the mirror. Never quit. Never ever quit.